What's up, Geometry? Thanks for tuning in for another episode of Math with Mullins. Today we're looking at lesson 8.3/8.4. We're going to combine similar triangles using AA, which is angle, angle, side, 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 and then side, angle, side similarity, and also be able to prove their missing angle measurements or their missing side measurements. So first thing we're going to look at are all the different types of theorems we're going to see here. So angle, angle similarity just states, I'm going to zoom in here so we can just kind of focus on that one thing at a time. So if two corresponding angles are congruent, then the triangles are similar. So in this first case, we don't see two matching angles, but we can clearly find a good solution for this. If I take triangle ABC and I subtract 75 and 74, I'm going to get a leftover amount of 31, so that means angle C is equal to 31. So right now I see not one, but two matching angles. So I would say yes, these would be similar due to the fact that they have two corresponding pairs of matching angles or congruent angles. Okay, I can even prove it down here. This is one matching angle, and then although it's not marked, we know that this is a set of vertical angles, so we can also say yes, this is similar due to angle, angle, noticing I have an angle right after the other and they are matching. Okay, the next one is side, side, side similarity. So if all corresponding sides are proportional, then the triangles are similar. So what we do is we just test this out. Let's say we're trying to figure out, does QRP show a similarity to TUS? So what I would do is I would start to match up some sides. How I do that is I look at my small, medium, and large numbers. So I can also pair that up with small, medium, and large numbers. This one's really easy to start off with, but sometimes your triangles aren't all facing the same way. So it might be a good idea to label them small, medium, large. And then I just match to see if they're corresponding sides. 3 to 6, 4 matches with 8, and 5 matches to 10. And the nice thing about all three of these is they all have a scale factor of 1 to 2 or 2 to 1, depending on how you look at it. So we would say yes, all sides proportional. Okay, and then we could do the same thing here. So this is where it kind of gets trickier. Again, notice our triangles are turned slightly. So what I would do in this first triangle is I would label my small, medium, and large. And then in my second one, I would also label small, medium, and large lines. Small to small is going to be 30 to 24. Medium to medium would be 32 to 25. And then large to large would be 35 to 28. These aren't going to be a beautiful fraction. You can keep them as a fraction. I ended up doing a decimal here, so I got 1.25 for 30 over 24. I also got 1.25 for 35 over 28. Yep, so I'm going to scooch over here. But then when I took 32 over 25, I got 1.28. So with this example, I could not say they were similar. No, not all sides proportional. If we need to, we can give that one a sad face. Okay. The last one is side angle side similarity, and that just states if two corresponding sides are proportional and the included angles are congruent, then the triangles are similar. Okay, so right off the bat, we're seeing two included angles here and here up on the other side of side. So notice how we can spell side angle side as we kind of go around their perimeter. So we just want to make sure the angles are matching because they have the same arc measure, but I want to make sure the sides are also proportional. So I would set this up as 8 matches to 6 and 20 matches to 15. 8 over 6 can be reduced to 4/3, and 20 over 15 can also be reduced to 4/3. So we could say yes due to side, angle, side. I have that matching congruent angle plus some proportional sides that are congruent. And then our final one, we also want to make sure we're seeing this. Here's my vertical angle measurements here. So that's my included angle. And now I just want to make sure, does my side angle side match with this side angle side? So this one has been flipped, has not only been reflected, but it's also been flipped around. So 6, in fact, matches with 24 here, and 12 matches with 48. And if I reduce these down, they both are going to be 1/4 of one another. So we can say, yes, I can use side angle side here. Okay, so let's go ahead and try a few more. I'm going to ask you to probably pause the video and try example 1 on your own, and then see what we can come up with. So determine if the two triangles are similar, justify your answer, go ahead and pause here, and then when you're ready, click play. All right, for letter A, I'm going to say yes because I've got that vertical angle going on, so I've got angle, angle here, and angle, angle there, so yes if I use angle, angle. The next one, I'm seeing two triangles, and they're both sharing angle W. So if we think about the smaller triangle, side, angle, side, and if we think about the larger triangle, I have side, angle, side. So we just want to make sure, are these proportional? And something you can do is think about the smaller triangle has 15, but the larger triangle has 15 and 30, so that'd be 45. And then the smaller triangle has 14, but the larger triangle, if you just take 14 and add your 28 to that, you're going to get 42. Okay, so if I decide to simplify these, 45 can be divided by 15, I'm going to get 1/3, and 42 divided by 14 is also going to give me 1/3. So for letter B, I can say yes using side, angle, side. This third one, the only way we would be able to prove it is using side, side, side. So let's go ahead and talk about what we can match up. And again, because these are all switched around, I'm going to label this as a small side, medium side, and large side to match with the other small, medium, and large. So small to small would be 5 to 3, medium to medium would be 12 to 7, and large to large would be 16 to 10. 5/3, if I just divide that real quick by get a decimal, I get 1.6 repeating. 12 divided by 7, though, is going to be 1.7. So right away I can go ahead and stop, but just for kicks and giggles, I went ahead and did 16 divided by 10, and I got 1.6. So these are going to be no, not all sides are proportional. Okay. The last one is we're going to solve for some missing variables. We're going to start here. This one can be tricky, so I just want you to make sure you're aware of what is representing some things. We are given a 6, a 10, and an x on this small side, and I want you to pay attention that 10 is representing their hypotenuse. So 10 is a hypotenuse, and so is the letter y. So I even might want to label that because 10 and y are going to be your corresponding sides, which means x and 28 would match. So if I wanted to find a missing variable, I can maybe say 6/x is equal to 21/28. Okay? Then I would cross multiply here. I know 6 times 28 is going to give me 168, so I'm just going to divide 168 by 21, and I'm going to get 8 for my x. Next is y's turn. I know 10 matches with y, so 10/y, and then I can still pick two other numbers. I know 6 matches with 21, so I could say 6/21. Cross multiply, I get 210. Dividing that by 6, I'm going to get 35. So y is equal to 35. Okay? And then we've got example 3. One more after this one, though. Solve for the missing variables. Again, starting with that small triangle, 12/x plus 1 And then I've got my parallel lines, so that means I'm going to have some corresponding angles here. So I know these are going to be side angle side. I just got to make sure I line up the sides correctly. My larger triangle, though, is going to be this entire side, so not just 20, but 20 plus 12, and that's going to give me 32, okay, over 3x minus 2. And then here's where I'm going to show a little bit of work here. Cross multiplying, 12 times 3x is 36x, and 12 times negative 2 is negative 24. And then 32 times x, 32x, plus 1 is 32. Next, I'm going to subtract 32x from both sides and add 24, so that I get 4x is equal to 56. So x is going to be 14. Okay. Our last one, if you want to try it on your own, feel free. This would be a great time to pause the video, but if you want to see how it's done, let's keep watching together. So I've got missing variables, just the x's. I know that my angles are matching, so this is looking like a side angle side. So I just got to pick some things that match with each other. So 4 would match with 5. So if I started on this shape, I'm going to start on this shape again. I'm going to say x plus 6 is equal to the other matching side, 2x plus 6. Okay? And then I'm going to cross multiply. Remember, when you're cross multiplying, I'm multiplying 4 times everything here. So 4 times 2x is 8x, and 4 times 6 is 24. And then cross multiplying my 5 with everything here, 5 times x, and 5 times 6. Then let's go ahead and get everything on the same side. I'm going to subtract my 5x to bring my x's to the left, subtract my 24 to bring my numbers to the right. I'm going to get 3x is equal to 6, so that means x is 2. And there we have it. That's all we had for today for our combined lesson of 8.3 and 8.4. Hopefully this gives you some help, and we'll catch you next time. Have a great day.